Welcome to Hot Topic on WestAfrica.NEWS. Today we turn to a subject that is visual, political, historical, and deeply psychological: the way Africa is represented on the world map. For generations, the continent has often appeared smaller than it truly is, shaping how the world sees Africa, and perhaps how Africans see themselves. Our guest is Dr. Hassan Aliyu, artist, president of the Nigerian Art Society UK, and a creative voice whose recent work has addressed the urgent theme of resizing Africa correctly on the world map. Dr. Aliyu, thank you for joining us. The central idea, Dr. Aliyu, let us begin with the big idea. What first drew you as an artist to the question of Africa's true size on the world map?
As a visual artist, I have often used the map of Africa in my work. In my paintings and in my collages, the map of Africa is always central and dominant in relation to the map of the world. When I place it in my work, such as in this painting here, it's central because my true feeling and belief is that it's the scale of Africa in relation to the rest of the world. It is dominant. Colonialism and imperialism have made every attempt to subjugate the size of the map, to diminish it. Right? In thinking about Africa, I draw on perspectives advanced by thinkers such as Cheikh Anta Diop and Ben Buchanan, whose intellectual inquiries reach beyond the European naming of the continent and recover older civilizational understanding of Africa as origin, center, and historical agent. My reading of images and of cartographic representations in particular is conditioned by this same awareness that colonialism and imperialism are systems that have persistently sought to define Africa's place as subordinate within global power structures. Is an ongoing project that we as Africans and as thinkers and artists and visual creators have a role in correcting.
Would you say this project is not only about resizing Africa on the map, but also about resizing Africa in the global imagination?
The visual diminution of Africa is not only a technical consequence of projection, but based on a broader ideological construction. So such representations obscure the continent's scale and material centrality, and even its significance in imaginaries of primordial geography, where the jigsaw logic of continental drift, resonant with plate tectonics and continental drift theories, suggest deeper narratives of origin and connectedness. So you look at the map of Africa, you look at the area that defines West Africa and the western parts of the southern Africa portions, you would almost see and feel as if the South American continent has shifted away. If you bring them all together, they will form one continental mass. The idea of a supercontinent, and you can see the evidence of that in just merely the shape of the jigsaw when put together. So, but then also there are other theorists such as J.B. Hartley and Dennis Wood, who demonstrates that maps are never neutral. They define the power structures, they describe the space and the embodiments of power, the ideology and the cultural proportions. To me, is a way to subjugate and to reduce the impact and the influence and the scale of Africa.
You recently held a major exhibition in the UK, where this subject formed part of your artistic conversation. How did audiences respond to the idea that Africa has been visually misrepresented for so long?
As an artist, I continue to envision inherited narratives about Africa, its economies, its people, its living cultures, and landmass. And I aim to reclaim the freedom to reimagine the continent beyond the imposed epistemologies. So in doing so, I assert a right, long exercised elsewhere, on the right to construct images, meanings, and cosmologies that challenge what has so often been treated as academically sacrosanct. And this is where my use of the African map in my paintings resides. So it's not simply as geography, but as counter-image, historical proposition, and the act of redefinition.
That was Dr. Hassan Aliyu, artist and president of the Nigerian Art Society UK. speaking on the importance of seeing Africa in its true scale, not only on the world map, but in history, culture, politics, and the imagination.